What's up, YouTube? Charmin here, coming at you guys with a brand new Star Wars Battlefront video. And tonight, we're going to be talking about the T-21 Heavy Blaster and the T-21B targeting rifle. Now, the big question on everybody's mind is which one of these weapons is actually better, and what are some of the differences? Well, I'm going to answer some of those questions for you guys here tonight, and I'm going to tell you my personal opinions and let you know which one I think is actually the better weapon overall. But first off, let's go ahead and talk about the T-21 Heavy Blaster. It can be unlocked at rank 10 and will cost you 2,500 credits. Now, what the manual is going to tell you about this thing, just some of the key points that the manual is going to say about this weapon right here, is that it's an extremely high-powered single-shot weapon, and firing the weapon as fast as you can will overheat the weapon rather quickly, and firing it in burst will help keep it cool. Basically, that's all it's going to tell you in a nutshell. It will tell you it's a little bit more for advanced players as well, but they're saying that because of the fact of its fire rate and the whole, the single shot. But it's truly not even a single shot. I'm not really sure what they're meaning on that, because this weapon right here can be fired in full auto. If you hold down the trigger, it will consistently keep firing. So I'm not sure if they mean single shot as in the fire rate feels like a single shot, because this weapon is truly not a single shot. It's full auto. You can hold down the trigger and it'll keep firing on the standard T-21 Heavy Blaster. But now let's go on and let's talk about this T-21B targeting rifle right here. That weapon, the T-21B targeting rifle, can be unlocked at rank 21 and will also cost you 2,500 credits. And what the manual is going to tell you about this one is going to give you a little bit more information, and it says it's extremely effective at long range because of the accuracy and range that is built into the blaster. It says the T-21B is the long-range version of the T-21 Heavy Blaster and is equipped with a scope and an improved sight that improves its range greatly. It says with most of the same strengths and weaknesses as the T-21, you should avoid short-range and up-close battles with opponents. This blaster is not made for those situations. If you have chances in modes like Supremacy or Walker Assault to keep your distance and pick off enemies, that's the best plan of action, and it keeps you at the highest advantage against your enemy foes. Basically, what they're telling you is that this weapon right here is a DMR, a Designated Marksman Rifle. That's what a DMR is. And I'm going to tell you right now, I pretty much fully agree with that. The difference, again, I'm going to tell you, but that they didn't really mention, is that the T-21B, that is the single shot. You cannot hold down the trigger for the T-21B. The T-21B, you literally have to pull the trigger every single time you want to fire a shot. So that one there, in my opinion, is more for the advanced player. But I do back up 100% what they say. You shouldn't be trying to go in close with this weapon, and honestly, that is one of the big reasons I will go with the T-21 over the B, because the T-21, without having that scope and everything like that, so if you're playing in first person, you're going to have the scope that's going to kind of close up, obstruct your field of view and all that stuff. But with the T-21, you're not going to have that. This one here is a shorter range weapon on the standard T-21, but you really don't need all that extra range. You can reach out with the T-21 as well. Not as far, but you still can reach out really far with it in general. So, and the advantage, I think, to the T-21 is because of the fact that you can hold down the trigger. The fire rate's still the same, but you can hold down that trigger. It's like you don't have to kind of play the mental game with yourself if you do happen to get into that close engagement. You literally can just hold down that trigger, keep firing, keep your enemy on point, and you're good to go, and not have to think, oh man, I should have been, clicking the trigger the whole time. And if you want to single shot it, you can single shot the T-21 if that's what you want to do. If that's how you feel, then you're good to go with that. Now, one of the big things I wanted you guys to take note is that this is the first video when it comes to the weapon breakdowns where I'm playing in third person. I am more of a first person type player. I enjoy first person. It makes me feel more like I'm actually in the game playing as that character. And tonight I was having a lot of trouble with the T-21. I'm telling you right now, what you're seeing footage of is the T-21. I'm not actually going to show you any footage of the T-21B because they are just so similar that it's kind of pointless to show you that footage. So it's pretty much the same weapon, hands down, for the most part, and I'll tell you what the differences are in just a second. But, again, with me playing in third person, there's a reason for this, okay? I was having a lot of trouble, once again, with this T-21. I've always had trouble with the T-21 for the most part, and the big thing about that is it's not about hip firing, it's not about scoping in, but for some weird reason. A Pokemon trainer, a good friend of mine, and a sub here on my channel, actually turned me onto this here. A lot of you guys have been telling me to play in third person, but he stressed to me for this weapon particularly, you want to play this weapon in third person. Out of every other weapon out there, this weapon you want to play it in third person. He stressed that point to me. So I took him up on it, and I was like, you know what? Let me try it out here. I'm going to play third person with this weapon right here. I mean, I love playing first person, and some of the weapons I do play third in, but this one right here, he stressed to me that I need to be playing third person, and when I did, my game entirely changed. This weapon, in my opinion, seems to be, for some strange reason, more accurate and more consistent when you play in third person. I don't know why that is. It doesn't make any sense to me at all that it really would actually be like hitting more consistent and whatnot when you're playing third person, because it shouldn't really make a difference, but it feels so much better when you play this weapon in third person. So if you guys are having trouble with this, give that a shot. I mean, shout out right there, like I said, the Pokemon trainer. He had this idea, you know, he loves the weapon himself, I believe. He also likes a lot of weapons. He's a really good player, but I'm telling you, he said third person, and I went with it tonight, and I cleaned up. I went 32-14 with this weapon, probably one of the best games I ever had with this weapon, and I was thoroughly impressed with third person for this weapon particularly. So if you ever see me playing with a T-21, I will be playing third person, hands down, no doubt about it. I mean, that's just it. Now, the differences between the T-21 and the T-21B. Okay, the T-21 has higher damage, it has the same fire rate, and shorter range and better cooling than the T-21B. So I'm going to go hands down, T-21 is the weapon to go. Once again, I'm going to slow this down. The T-21 has higher damage than the T-21B. So right there, you're doing more damage with the standard T-21. The fire rate, there is no difference between either one of them. So you don't got to worry about that, except for the fact, like I said, that the T-21 will allow you to hold down the trigger, whereas the T-21B, you cannot hold down the trigger. You have to pull it every single time. And the T-21 has a shorter range than the T-21B, but again, like I told you, it can still reach out and touch. The range difference is not that drastic to really make a fuss out of it. And the T-21 has better cooling power than the T-21B. I mean, the only disadvantage that you could say that the T-21 has over the T-21B is the shorter range. That's it. Shorter range, that's not that big a deal. Now, I will tell you also, though, that the T-21 does actually have more recoil. But recoil, that's not that big a deal either, because you literally can just go ahead and train yourself to predict the recoil and handle it, and you'll be fine. I mean, the T-21B doesn't have much recoil at all, whereas the T-21 does have a slight recoil, but it's really not that big a deal. So, guys, I hope you enjoy both these weapons. You heard it right here from me. T-21, hands down, is the better weapon between the two. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of the match, and I hope you guys are enjoying all my videos. I have done pretty much every single weapon. I think I got one more to go, so we will get to that, guys, as soon as possible. But let me know what you guys think. Which one do you prefer? Do you actually like the T-21 over the T-21B, just like myself, or do you like it the other way around? Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the match, and I hope you guys enjoy my videos. And if you are, please feel free to go ahead and slap that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to join the Charmin today. And you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and comment below and follow me on my Twitter to stay up to date with all my YouTube videos. I'm Charmin Xsoft, and as always, thanks for watching, and y'all come back now, you hear?
Organa is near your location.
Lord Vader will help us make these traitors. The rebels are taking over a control point. You must stop them. We have the rebels in back. This will soon be won.
final control point will soon be in our hands.
Watch out for rebels.
They outnumber us. We're about to lose a control point to the rebels. Princess Organa has been dealt with.
We've got company.